I'm so excited to see you. It's brought your toy and everything.
I've got all my hands full. Oh,
Shall I take my mini me?
lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Oh,
Kelly.
I've forgotten how big it was actually.
Yes, and there's some other bits and pieces. Can I give you this as well?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
What have you been doing lately?
I picked my crocheting hook back up with some real enthusiasm. Started watching some YouTube videos of trying to do some different stitches and things, and started to teach myself the proper stitches. Actually, the stitch that I've always done, I don't even think is an official stitch. From videos I've been watching, I don't even know what I've been doing. But so I've been learning some of those, adapting them a little bit because I can't always see the pattern, follow the pattern and see where they're saying to put the hook into like a certain place. And I'm like, I can't physically see that, and it's really hard to feel it with some of the wool because it's quite small. So I kind of adapt in where I'm putting the hook, and it still looks the same afterwards, so it's all good. But yeah, it's been a good learning curve actually, and been good fun, and it inspired me to want to make something. I found a really nice ball of wool in a local shop, and didn't know what to do with it. I just bought this ball of wool and was like, right, I'm just going to buy it because it felt so nice. And then I didn't know what to do with it, so then I bought another ball of it because I wanted to try and make a bag. So I had this idea in my head of how I wanted it to look. A couple of times Lee put his input in a little bit because he was like, well, if you do this and this way, and then it was like, yeah, that'll work. It was just, you know, when sometimes you can look at something for so long and you're like, I actually don't know how to put this together now. So he did a couple of times. He's just like, if you just put that there and that there, that'll work. And I was like, so that's what I did. So that's what this is, which Ellie describes as touching a cloud. Not that she's ever touched a cloud, but she imagines that's what a cloud would look like. But so yeah, it's just a bag to go across the body. Oops. With a nice pretty blue handle.
Looks wonderful. Show me the red one here that you've got. Talk me through that.
This red one, it was inspired because I obviously wear the KB giant sunglasses, and you can't buy a case for them anywhere, and they just come with this material bag which is really ideal to keep them in if you're not putting them in and out your bag and stuff, and it's great for cleaning them, but for keeping them sort of a little bit protected it's not that great. So I decided to crochet one instead. It's been a tricky time this last 6 months. It feels like forever.
When did you start crocheting?
I'd say I started to teach my friend over WhatsApp.
Fantastic.
We were video messaging because she'd watched a couple of obviously she's always followed my crocheting, and she wanted to do something again. She wanted to learn something while she was, and has never had the time, so she was like, I was like, well, I can teach you. And obviously we weren't even allowed to like social distance in gardens at that point, so I couldn't do it that way either. So I was like, well, you know, we're both on WhatsApp, we can both video message. So I'd be sat in the kitchen with my phone plugged in so it wouldn't die, and I'd be just teaching her basic stitches. And she made a little blanket for her son, which is now on his bed. His teddy cuddles that at night, so his teddy's got a comfort blanket. But that was quite good. It made me feel a little bit needed and a little bit useful, because it was a skill I had, and it put it to good use. So that was kind of, when was her birthday? Her birthday was the beginning of June, so I'd say that kind of inspired me to pick the needle up again, because I kind of had to refresh myself of the real basics so that I could teach it to her. So I'd say definitely very beginning of June I picked up the crocheting hook properly again, and was like, right. And then that teaching her the basic stuff again was like, well, I've nailed the basic stuff, so I want to try and challenge myself to do some other things. So I watched a few videos and found a few people that were explaining it really well, because obviously you don't want somebody as well that's just like rambling really, really quickly, because they need to they need to teach you, like I need to hear it as much as see it to be able to figure out what they're talking about. So found a couple of people and then started just creating some of the stuff they were doing, and then
do you find sharing, so you were helping your friend over WhatsApp, does that then help you understand it?
Definitely. Especially is because I said before, the stitch that I'd been doing, I don't even think is the stitch I was doing. I was taught by my mum, and I'm assuming my mum was probably taught by her mum. But I guess times move on and people invent new things, and I don't even know now if I can do that stitch properly, because I've learned all of the other official that everybody goes by now, all the pattern stitches. I have to really think about I call it my stitch. I think it's just a combination of a couple of basic stitches, but teaching her how to do it, I started with that one because it is such an easy stitch to learn, and it's not very complicated to just wrap the wool and kind of loop through, and you've got a beautiful stitch. So
and that's the my stitch.
Yes, and that's kind of my stitch. But
I love that, Kelly. My stitch.